So now that we have the data all linked up for all the locations in one single master sheet, we're going to start playing with it. So what we see in Power BI is this blank page, and you can keep adding pages just like in Excel. And if you're familiar with Excel's pivot tables, this will be very easy for you guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a matrix by pressing here. These are the visualizations you can work with, and you can add more visualizations by pressing here Marketplace. This will only work if you've signed in. Okay, here we told the computer we want a matrix, and it's telling us, okay, tell me what we want to put in the rows, which variables, what are the columns, and which values. So in this case, I know I want the dates in which the activity is planned to be in the columns. And I don't not care so much for the quarters. And I want the type of meal activity to be in the rows. Right? So now you can see that we have the years on the top and the type of meal activities. But there's no information here. So what we're going to do is to put the planned sample size as values. Right? So now we have all the activities planned for those dates. But you only see the years. To see more detail, you want to open the level of hierarchy by pressing the arrow that divides in two. You can go up again and see the years, or you can even go directly to the months. Sorry, you can go directly to the months by pressing the parallel lines. This would be the months for every year, so it's kind of useless for us. So we go up and we look at hierarchy. Right, so those are the activities, the sampling we need to take, and the dates, the months. What we need to do here is to add the projects as well, to know which activities belong to each project, right? So I go to project. If I can't find a variable, in this case it's kind of small, but it could be much longer, I can just search up there. And I'll add the project code variable over the rows. What did I do here? I put all the project codes, and you can see they replaced the activities, but the activities are still down there. So if you go to rows and pull down the hierarchy, we'll be able to see the projects and the activities planned for it. Right. Okay. You can see here that there's some activities with no date. This is probably somebody that made a mistake inputting data, and you need to talk with the person. That's also why it's relevant to put the responsible. Okay, that's a general overview of what you have planned in your country. Now we would like to create some filters for this, so you can quickly search for a particular project or a date. To do that, I will create a slicer. A slicer is something that divides the entire report and will only show the report with the data you've selected on the slicer. So here's the slicer, and I have to drop a variable to be my slicer. In this case, I want a date. So I go to data single planned, I dropped it there. I like to give a bit of color to a slicer so it's clear as a slicer. And you can change here the date, the title, sorry, just to just date, makes it simpler. And it'll appear here. To give a bit of color to it, you go to the Format tab and give it a background and add a color. Right, so those will be the filters of the dates. We can also add a filter by donor, for example.